Hello everyone, Carson here back on Sudoku on New York Times. Today is April 25th, 2024. Let's start today's hard Sudoku. So these sixes point right, and I don't see any other sixes in this Sudoku puzzle apart from these two, so let's move on to other digits. These ones point down. This one points down, and this one points right, so that forces the digit 1 into row 6 in block 6. These twos force the digit 2 into this cell in block 6, and that eliminated one of the two options which the digit 1 can go in block 6. So that leaves only one cell remaining that is available for 1, so I can place that here. These twos point left to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 4. These 4s point down. This 4 points left, so in block 4, the digit 4 is forced into row 5, and then these 4s point right, so in block 6, the digit 4 is forced into this cell, and then these 4s force the digit 4 into this cell in block 3, and then these 4s point left. Alright, these 3 open cells form a 6, 8, 9 triple to complete block 6. This cell is 9. And then these 3 open cells form a 1, 6, 8 triple to complete this row. These 9s point up, and this cell sees another 9. So in block 1, the digit 9 is forced into this cell. After I place this 9, the digit 4 is forced into this cell, which places the 4 into this cell in block 4. And in block 7, the digit 4 goes into one of these two cells. These 7s point down to force the digit 7 into this cell in block 9. This 7 points down, and this 7 points left, so that forces the digit 7 into row 7 in block 7, and these 7s force the digit 7 into one of these two cells in block 8. The digit 7 in block 5 goes into one of these two cells. Three, 6, and 8 are the digits that go into the open cells in column 8. This cell sees 6, this cell sees 8, so then we have the 3, 6, 8 triple. Okay, in row 3, this cell sees 2, and these two cells also see 2. And the digit 2 still needs to go somewhere in row 3, right? So this cell must be a 2, because this is the only cell available for 2 in this row. Because the 2 can't go anywhere else in this row, so it has to go here. After I place this 2, I can force the digit 2 into this cell in block 8, followed by the 4, because I eliminated one of the two options, so that leaves me with just one possibility remaining. So I can force the 4 here. After that, all of these 4s force the digit 4 into this cell in block 7. These 2s point left to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 7. After that, these 2s force the digit 2 into this cell in block 1. I just realized that 2s and 4s are all done. So I don't have to worry about these 2 digits anymore. Let's focus on others. Alright. These 3 cells form a 3, 5, 7 triple to complete this row. So this cell sees 7, this cell sees 3. Okay, so in column 6, these 2 cells see 6. This cell, these 2 cells cannot contain 6 because there's already a 168 triple. So these cells cannot contain 6, meaning that this cell is the only cell available for the digit 6 in this column. So it has to go here because it can't go in any other open cells in the same column. So it has to go here. Alright. The digit 9 in block 5 goes into one of these 2 cells. There is a 3, 5, 6 triple in row 3. This cell sees 6. For block 3, 3, 5, 6, and 8 are the digits that go into the open cells, but this cell sees 3 and 6, so it can only contain either 5 or 8. This 3 points down and this 3 points right, so that forces the digit 3 into column 9 in block 9, which then eliminates the digit 3 from this cell. In column 6, 1, 5, 7, and 9 are the digits that go into the open cells. This cell sees 1 and 9, so it can only contain 5 or 7. And there we have a 5-7 pair. Because in column 6, both of these 2 open cells can only contain both 5 and 7. Right? Because, like you see from the markings, both of these 2 cells contain 5 and 7. So 2 cells contain 2 digits, 2 distinct. The 2 digits are the same. So 2 cells contain 2 digits. That forms a pair. In this case, a 5-7 pair that eliminates 5s and 7s from all other open cells in the same column, which means that the other 2 open cells cannot contain 5 or 7, meaning that they are 4, 1, and 9, but this cell sees 1. So I can actually place the 9 here and the 1 here. The digit 9 in block 2 goes into one of these 2 cells. Oh, and you might have noticed that in row 1, because these 2 cells cannot contain 3, so it must go into one of these 2 cells, which are both in block 1. So that eliminates the digit 3 from these 2 cells. This cell is for 3, 5, or 7 for this triple. Oh wait, this cell cannot contain 7. Okay, so Wow, I just missed the 7 here, and it was quite key, because there's a 3-5 pair. So yeah, again, same logic as the 5-7 pair in column 6. In column 5, these two cells can only contain both 3 and 5. So 2 cells contain 2 digits, so that forms a 3-5 pair and eliminates 3 and 5 from all other open cells in the same column, which means that the other 5 open cells in the same column are for 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, this cell, in that case, can only contain either 7 or 9. This cell is for 3, 5, 7, or 9. In column 1, 3, 5, and 8 are the digits that go into the open cells. 3, 5, and 8. 3, 5, 8. This cell sees 5, so it can only contain either 3 or 8. In block 4, the digit 6 goes into one of these two cells. Okay, I thought about this for a very long time, and I just paused the recording. I cut off the last recording and resumed it, because, sometimes there's an error with the syncing of the audio, but don't worry about that. It should be fine after now recording a new clip. So, what I've just noticed before the cut is that in column 1, the cell can't contain a 5, so the digit 5 can only go into one of these two cells. If this cell were to be a 5, so 5 goes in either here or here, if it goes into this cell, for example, if 5 goes here, then 5 is eliminated from these two cells, making the cell a 5, which then makes the cell a 3, and because this cell can now only contain a 7, the cell is then made a 5. But then, after I place this 5, the cell ends up being a 3. And how come there are two 3s in this column? I can't. So there's a problem with this cell being a 5. And I don't I can't really see the reason. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the, direct reason for this, for all this phenomena. So, had to do with these cells. Oh, does it have to do, well, 3-5 pair and 5-7 pair. You're either gonna have the 5s like this or like this. So 3, I'll test it right now. If the 3 goes here, the 5 goes here, which makes the 7, and this is the 5. So either 5 like this, or the 5 goes here, this is 7, this is 5, this is 3. So no matter what, the 5s go like this or like this, meaning that these two cells, cannot contain 5. But does that still explain why this cell cannot contain a 5? Yes, it does. It's because that after I've eliminated the 5 from this cell, in row 2, as you can see, this cell can no longer be a 5 because I've just eliminated it. This cell cannot contain a 5 because of the 3-5 pair, and this cell sees a 5. So in row 2, the digit 5 has to go into one of these two cells. It has to go into one of these two cells, which eliminates the digit 5 from this cell, and that explains why the digit 5, if it goes in this cell, a problem will then occur, because it has to go into one of these two cells for this row, which eliminates all 5s, which eliminates 5s from all other cells in the same block. Alright, so instead of just placing and testing the digits, instead of doing that, I'd rather find out the reason, the true reason behind all of this, and explain it in the other way around. I think that's better. So now I've eliminated the digit 5 from this cell, I can place it in this cell for this column. So now I've made this a 5, which then makes these cells 3, this is a 7, this is a 5, this is a 7, this is a 9, this is a 3, and this is a 5. Alright, everything just collapses. Okay, unlike this. These two cells form a 3-8 pair, and the other two cells form a 5-7 pair. This cell has now made a 6 to finish this column. 8-9 pair left behind. These two cells form a 6-8 pair. Oh, this cell sees the 5, so 5. I can place the 7 and 5 like this. After I place the 7, the digit 7 in block 7 is now forced into this cell, followed by the 1. Okay, so in block 7, because this cell sees 6, so the digit 6 has to go in column 3 in block 7. So that eliminates the 6 from this cell, making this an 8, and this a 6. Or you could have directly looked at column 2 and said this cell sees 6, so the digit 6 had to go in this cell. Another thing that should be noticed before I place the 6 is that this cell sees 3. So why not just place the 8 and 3 like this? How did I not see that? Oh wait, what? Okay, never mind. Alright, so these two cells form a 3-6 pair. Okay, now the digit 7 in block 8 is forced into this cell. In row 9, 1, 6, and 8 are the digits that go into the open cells. This cell sees 6, and this cell also sees 6. So this cell is where the 6 goes for this row, leaving behind a 1-8 pair, but this cell sees 1. So row 9 is done. This 1 completes block 5. The last 1 in this Sudoku puzzle goes into this cell, so 1s are done. This 8 finishes up block 6. And then this cell is known, it's a 9 to finish off this column. These two cells are for 3 and 5. Okay, these two cells to finish column 5. are the digits 6 and 8, but this cell sees another 8. So yeah, after I place the 6, it's done. Nope, the other way around. 6 and 3. Yeah, now it's done. Okay, so I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in about 24 minutes and 40 seconds. So I would say this puzzle for New York Times hard Sudoku, among all puzzles, I think this one is honestly trickier than most others. So this is rather tricky. So I'll go over the key spots in this puzzle. So the basic pairs and triples I think we're fine, but the important things to note that there's a 5-7 pair in column 6 and a 3-5 pair in column 5. And these two pairs both must contain a 5. So because the 5s are guaranteed to go in columns 5 and 6 within blocks 2 and 5. So that leads to the elimination of the 5s in the open cells of in blocks 2 and 5, which are in column 4. That might sound like absolute confusion, but I'll just say that because I'll just use my cursor to point out, because 5 is forced into these two columns in these two blocks because of the 3-5 pair and 5-7 pair. The digit 5 from these cells are eliminated. And then after that, none of these open cells in row 2 can contain 5, so that forced the digit 5 to go into one of the two open cells which are both in block 1 for row 2. So that eliminated the 5 from this cell and placed the digit 5 into the cell in column 1. So I think that was the most key spot and at the same time the most difficult spot in this puzzle. So yeah, that did take me some time to see, and I'll admit that it indeed was it was tricky. It was tricky. Got me stumped for a while there, but luckily I eventually spotted this whole phenomena. So yeah, congrats if you managed to spot this whole thing pretty quickly. Congrats to you if you did that. Yeah, feel free to comment down below if you have any other questions regarding today's Sudoku puzzle, and hopefully this video helped if you struggled. Alright, so yeah. A bit difficult puzzle today. Well, yeah, on the April 25th, 2024, I'll see you all in tomorrow's New York Times hard Sudoku. Bye!